Gentlemen, welcome to the forge. In front of you on the tables, you'll see a variety of metal objects. Meat hooks, crowbars, chains, mower blades, horseshoes. Your challenge is to take one or more of these everyday items and forge a fully functional edged weapon of your own design. This week, the blade parameters are as follows. The length of the blade, not including the tang, will be no less than 9 inches in length and no more than 16 inches in length. Your time starts now.
Never have a plan. Every time I make a plan, the knife changes its mind.
It's basically just opening communication. It's just kind of like, introducing yourself. Hello, my name is Chris. What is your name?
This blade looks awesome. And I'm going to now temper this blade. As I put the blade in the forge to get a preheat, I see a dark spot, about 1/4 inch long.
Oh.
Trenton's shaking his head.
Trenton's blade cracked.
Can he make a new blade in 20 minutes?
Oh, yeah.
It's not gonna be pretty, but it might just pass the test.
I've already got an idea of how I want the handle to go, and I just need to find a good material to do it with. So I saw this stuff, and it was really blue and shiny, and I was just like, that's kind of neat.
The first problem that I ran into was the fact that the blade had to be supported. My blade is in good shape, so I have to come up with some kind of wrap for the handle.
The epoxy is very gummy still, and it's still stuck on the blade. It's getting stuck in the grinder belts. I want to be able to get it at least cleaned up to a point where I can make it look pretty-ish.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Your work is now complete.
Bladesmiths. I'm going to take each of your blades, do 6 vertical chops on these ice blocks to see how well your edge holds up and how it feels in hand. Chris, are you ready?
Yes, sir. He hit that ice and it just went everywhere. And I was just like, whoa, that was really cool. I'm ecstatic on the inside, like there's a little me inside dancing a jig.
Chris, your blade held up pretty well. Still would have liked to seen a bit steeper angle on there, but it will chop ice.
Thanks, sir.
Trenton, ready?
Yes, sir.
Well, Trenton, that was interesting. It was like trying to hold on to an angry goose. You do have, with the twist in that blade and the weight of this, it's really hard to control. I mean, it keeps wanting to glance off to one side or the other. And you've got some chipping in the blade here as well. But it did tear up that ice block pretty nice.
Yes, it did.
Now, it's time to see how your weapons held their edge.
For this sharpness test, I'm going to do a horizontal cut. This will allow me to keep it even in the same way so I don't depend on gravity to put some weight into the cut. Then I'm going to go in front and I'm going to do a vertical cut, a simple slice down to see how well the edge held. Chris, yours is up. It cuts. Okay, Trenton, yours is up. It's a ripper.
Chris, Trenton, now you're gonna head back to your home forge, and you're gonna create a weapon of our choosing. And that mystery weapon is the Chakram. Your challenge is to forge an authentic working version of that infamous throwing weapon. Bladesmiths, we will see you in 5 days.
I am feeling awesome about this final challenge. I'm in my home element, I've got all my tools, and man, I'm just ready to rock. What I had to do is go to the junkyard and find a very particular piece for a jig. A particular item to allow you to very carefully control the contours of the item you're working on. Next, I actually welded a stop, just some place to give me some leverage. I'm gonna heat the bar and start bending it around my jig. So now I need to weld these pieces together. And there we go. We have a hoop formed.
My interpretation of a traditional chakram will involve doing some things that I don't really do in my shop.
Most people would probably have a jig set up so that they could pull this around a lot easier. I don't have a jig, so I've been doing a combination of rounding it on the horn of the anvil and using the bevel to help round it further. Well, it ain't perfect, but
This is going to be so kick-ass.
Gentlemen, welcome back to the Forge. Doug?
For the strength test, we're going to take your chakrams and see if it was designed well as a throwing weapon. We're going to use a specially designed mechanical device that will launch your weapon into the sugar canes because sugar canes have similar consistency as human limbs. Chris, you're first. Are you ready?
yes, sir.
In 3, 2, 1, engage!
That's cool.
Well, Chris, it cut 2 sugar canes. I see no indentations on the edges here. This will cause maximum damage in the battlefield. Good job.
Fantastic, thank you.
Okay, Trenton, you're up next. In 3, 2, 1, engage!
I watch mine just kind of do an overarching arc, just a bloop. It hits the sugar cane very low, just a couple of inches off the ground. However, it shears them, and that means I'm good.
Well, Trenton, because of the weight, obviously it didn't fly out as high, but it did cut. This definitely will be an ankle cutter.
Trenton's piece, it's still cut-ish.
Now for the kill test. The chakram is primarily a throwing weapon. However, in close quarter combat, sometimes throwing a weapon is not an option. Trenton, you're up first. This is designed to be a handle, correct?
Yes, sir.
So in order to keep myself safe, I'm gonna hold the handle and I have to protect the back of my arm with this. So on the design alone, that's a concern. Let's find out what it does. Well, Trenton, that performed quite well. It cut some ribs, and it disemboweled the dummy. It will kill. Good job, Trenton. Chris, you're up next.
Excellent.
Wow, well, it really opened him up in the belly here, so he's totally disemboweled. Definitely cut through all the way and broke a rib. It'll kill.
The judges are going to decide which of you goes home with the big prize. Chris, you are the Forged in Fire champion. Congratulations. Trenton, please surrender your weapon.
No, of course I'm disappointed. I fought real hard.
Chris, congratulations. You will receive a check for $10,000.
Congratulations, Chris. In function, in form, and historical accuracy, your blade performed the best.